Hey everybody, Darren, Voros here. I'm at our Dufferin project and I thought I would walk you guys around and show you what's going on here. It's been a long time since I've done an update on this project, but it's really starting to pick up and move along. So let me walk you around, show you what's going on, and I'll give you the latest updates on this project and what you can expect over the next couple of months. So I'm standing on the second floor of our Dufferin project. This will eventually be a 3-story building. So we're on the second floor, and as you can see behind me, they've almost completed all of the exterior framing on this floor. Right where I'm standing is going to be the living room of one of the units. These are all essentially 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom units. So approximately 650 square feet per unit. So as you can see, there's huge window openings here in these units. You'll also see that there's a little bit of a balcony space for every single unit in this project. So our tenants will have a nice little private space for just themselves. This area here is the common hallway. And so what we need to do in buildings like this is we need to create fire separation between the units themselves and any common space. So these walls will end up having 3 or 4 layers of type X drywall. That's a fire resistant drywall. And they'll also have resilient channel and safe and sound insulation in them, which deadens the sound, and also has a 1-hour fire rating, which means that basically a fire could be burning in this unit and it wouldn't transfer to the common areas for up to an hour. So this is obviously something from a safety perspective that has to be in these buildings, but it's also great when I'm talking to potential tenants because I can explain to them that in their unit, they shouldn't hear a lot of things happening in the common hallways as people are coming and going. Now, in the original design of this building, there was no doorway here, but seeing this kind of dead space here, now there was a window originally in this wall, and I said, let's close in this space and use it for a utility closet. Now, this might be a utility closet that houses the internet and cable, or it could be used for electrical or anything else, or maybe it's just going to be used for storage for us as the owners in this building. But anytime you can capture dead space and use it as utility space or extra space for you as an owner, it's a great value add. You'll notice that the ceilings on this building are going to be 9 feet tall. That's on every floor, basement, main floor, second floor, and third floor that'll have 9-foot ceilings. That's a really nice selling feature in any building that you're building from the ground up. So whenever you can, make your ceilings at least 9 feet. If you can go higher, that's even better. Right behind me here is the main entrance for the building. You notice it's on the side of the building. We don't have an entrance at the front. And then in this common hallway, you'll see 1 doorway down there and 1 doorway down there. That's because we have 2 separate staircases in this building. And when you exit from the staircase, you need to be able to get out of the building. In case there was a fire in one stairwell, the tenants have a secondary means of exit, which means they could use the other stairwell to get out of the building. This is a code requirement on anything where you've got a shared space. You have to have 2 means of egress from every single unit. So this is the main entrance here, and then you'll see over here that this is a second exit here, and there's a 3rd exit down there, and then this gets you into the stairwell that'll take you all the way up and down to the basement and all the way up to the 3rd floor. So you might be wondering why there's a concrete block wall inside of this building, and that's because this building is set too close to the neighboring property for us to be able to use wood frame. So in this situation, we have to build a block wall, or we have to have some sort of fire separation between our building and the neighboring building. So you could either build this wall out of non-combustible material like steel, but in our case, the architects designed a structural concrete block wall that we can then frame against with 2x4 framing. This becomes our fire separation between us and the next building, and then this will be the wall that will capture all of our electrical wires and all of our plumbing to be able to finish up against it. You'll notice that right here is an opening in this fire wall. So on this particular opening, we'll have to do a fire shutter on the exterior of the building so that if there was a fire in this space right here, the fire shutter has a sensor on it. It snaps a cable, and this big metal shield basically comes down and protects this opening from the neighboring property. So anytime you've got an opening in a fire rated wall, you have to have a fire shutter. Where I'm standing right now is actually going to be a utility closet, a washer dryer, and then also a closet for the 2nd bedroom. So with these smaller apartments, you really have to be economical with how you lay out your utility space and also you want to be able to get a washer dryer in your unit. So in this case, we made this closet a little bit deeper so that we can fit a furnace or anything else that we need from a mechanical perspective. It's also great for the washer dryer. And right now I've left the middle wall out of this closet until we get all the mechanical and everything figured out. Then we can always drop in the middle wall later and figure out how we want to frame this to make it the most usable space for the unit itself. Right behind me is Dufferin Street, which is a main thoroughfare for the city of Toronto. So this is an incredibly difficult site to get materials in and out of. So we've had to be very creative with deliveries, when they come, and what the coordination of all that looks like. So as you can see right now, the second floor block has just arrived and they're storing it here at the front of the property until they can move it up to the second floor and eventually use this material. But it's really a dance with every single trade on site to make sure that there's material arriving at the right time so that they can keep moving on the project, but not clogging up the front of the property because it's the only access in and out of this site for the time being. So you'll notice how close we are to the neighboring property here. And when it came to excavation, we had to shore up the building. So what that means is we had to drill these huge steel piles, put them down into the ground, and then put wood blocking between the steel in order to hold back the earth so that we could excavate on our property to pour our foundations. This is a pretty intense process and it cost us about $50,000 to shore up both the north side and the south side of this property so that we could excavate to put the building in. Now, what we do in this case is we actually leave the shoring in place and we poured our foundation up against the shoring walls. On the south side of the property, we did have a little bit of space between the shoring and the foundation wall, so we were able to fill that in with backfill material. But on this side, we had to use the shoring as a bit of a form to pour our concrete right up against it. So those giant steel pillars remain inside of this building for the life of the building. As for the timing on this project, we are about 6 months in and we've got about another 4 months left to go. So we are a little bit behind schedule because of a huge delay we had with our previous contractor that we had to fire. That's a story for another video, but now we're back on track and we should be finished this project by the end of the year. Keep checking back as I'll be doing video updates on this project and all of our other development projects that are going on right now. If you have any questions for me on this project or any of our other projects, you can leave them in the comments section below. If you're interested in learning how we take on projects like this, you can check out my development course, and I've got some upcoming development workshops that may be happening in a city near you. So check those out on my website at darrenvoros.com. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram where I post regularly about what's going on here on a day-to-day basis. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.